Hello, so about rune readings, rune divination. First off, it can be done on stones or wood chips, or you can just write the runes down on a piece of paper. The runes always have the same energy. It does not matter if you just draw it on a piece of paper, or if you burn it into a wood chip, or if you carve it into stone, or paint it on stone. It does not matter. They always have the same energy. Now, I find it easier to use wood chips, because these stones, lots of times, that happens. They go upside down, they're not shaped nice, you can't tell maybe if it's upside down or reversed or not, you're not sure. So I do not like to use stones. I have this stone set here. I barely ever read runes because for me it is just kind of a waste of time. Because you are in control of your life. The runes do not tell you your future the way, like the Christian idea of destiny and faith, where the gods picked it out for you and you cannot change it. It does not work that way in paganism. And the runes were not made for this purpose of divination. The runes were energies, and they are energies. That's all they are. The runes are made for chanting or wearing, you wear it around your neck or something like that for the time being, you are invoking the power, the energy of that rune. So as far as rune reading goes, I don't really ever do it. I mean, I used to do it more, but now it just seems like a waste of time because, the runes will only tell you what path you are on. When you were in Helheim before you were born, you choose multiple possibilities, multiple pathways, right? And the runes will simply reflect to you what pathway you are on at the current moment. So they're not going to tell you the correct future. Just because right now I do a rune reading and it tells me I am on this pathway, well, tomorrow I might change that pathway completely and be on a different pathway, and therefore that rune reading is no longer valuable. It no longer tells me my future. So that is a big reason why I don't bother with divination and reading the runes in this way. So when you're working with the runes, if you're going to do it, do an exchange of energy first. So that means it is, if you're going to read the runes for yourself, then you must, if you're going to ask Allfather Woden, it's good to ask him because he is a person who, he discovered the runes, right? He was shown the runes from his sacrifice to himself. So it is usually best to ask Allfather Woden if you are doing runes. So you will say either you want to ask the elves, the ascended ancestors, or you want to ask whatever god you want or whoever, right? But it is best to do with Allfather Woden, also because he is so knowledgeable, right? Wisdom. But the important thing, like I say, to remember is you might change that pathway tomorrow. So just because today what he tells you is correct if you stay on that pathway, but what if you change your mind tomorrow? Then that is no longer correct and it will not come to pass. So that is the important thing to realize when reading runes and trying to figure out your future and things like that. You make your future. You don't need a rock. You don't need Allfather Woden to tell you through the runes your future, because you create your future. And Allfather Woden knows that. So he understands that he can only tell you through the runes the current path you're on. That is it. But you might change that, like I say, the very next day. You might change that 3 hours after you do the rune reading. That is all up to you. So, nothing is set in stone as far as, being your destiny or faith or future. But if you're going to do the rune readings, like I say, do an exchange of energy. So if you're asking Allfather Woden, well, do a sacrifice to Allfather Woden first, whether it's just a simple blot with a drink, or whatever it is. You must give an offering of something so that it is an exchange of energy. And do not use anything other than the Elder Futark, the first set of runes. Do not, and if you find like this with a blank rune in it, Get rid of it. It's useless. It has no purpose. This is all modern day garbage when people do that. And the other types of rune alphabets that came after the Elder Futhark, they do not have so much to do with energy the way the Elder Futhark does. They're more or less when it became more about spelling an alphabet opposed to being actual, energies. So just stick with the Elder Futhark, and if there is a blank rune, get rid of it. It's useless. I can't say useless, but I would not waste my time with it. Only use the Elder Futhark, in my opinion. So that's a little bit about that. What you do, you put them in your sack, you shake the sack 9 times, and then, you dump them out. And then, you dump one out, and then that is your past. And then you put it here, and then you shake it 9 times again, and then you put it there, and then that is your present. And then you shake it 9 times again, and the one that falls out, that is your future. So they'll go like this. Then you got past, present, and future. And that is the way, you're do a quick little rune reading, the 3 rune reading, which is the simple ones that I prefer to do. There are other ones, 9 rune readings and all this other stuff, but you're overcomplicating things for nothing. For something that you can change yourself within an hour, within 20 minutes after your rune reading, you can completely change it and make that rune reading useless just based on the choices you make, because only you create your life, not the gods. The gods create your life through you because they are a part of you. They are that star essence, that energy. So they are a part of you. They are inside you. They don't tell you from above like the Christian God, oh, you're going to do this and that. No, not at all. You make the choices. The gods empower you to follow through with your choices. And if you're going to do this, do ritual regularly. Do blot regularly. Do energy work regularly. Because then you are more likely to be in line with your 3 selves. And, your dwarves and your ancestors and you all in alignment. That will also help with your rune divination if you're doing that. But other than that, to me, the runes are something you use temporarily. You want to, bring something to you. You want wealth, or you want this, or you want some soul healing power, or something like that. You pick the one rune, and then you chant it every day, 9 times. And to me, that is the only real purpose of the runes as far as us humans go. This idea of telling the future like tarot cards and that, not saying it doesn't work, it'll work, but you must understand that it's only a possibility of one of your many futures that you chose. So it's all up to you. There's no set fate for you. So don't worry about reading the runes and that kind of thing. It's kind of a waste of your time. And it is very, very easy for a person to connect their lower self to the runes, and then the runes will simply tell you what your lower self is telling the runes. So you're not exactly, connecting. You're connecting with your own lower self when you're reading the runes, like your dwarves. And, they're just going to tell you what you're currently building. They're not going to tell you, your guaranteed future, because there is no guaranteed future. Everyone can choose their own. So that is a bit about the runes. I suggest, make your future. Don't question it. That's the best way to live. Just make your future. There's no need to ask the gods what your future will be. It's best if you just create it for yourself, because you are always creating your own future. Tschüss.